As you watch this video, Twitter co-founder and CEO Jack Dorsey is auctioning off his first tweet as a collectible token on the Ethereum blockchain. The highest bid currently stands at a whopping $2.5 million with 1 week left before the auction ends. If you're wondering what the hell is going on here, you're not alone. Cryptocurrency's booming NFT market makes little sense at first glance. Nobody in their right mind would shell out millions of dollars for an NFT, yet this is happening almost every day. As it turns out, there is actually much more to NFTs than meets the eye, and some of these NFTs are only beginning to realize their fair valuations. Today, I'm going to explain what NFTs are. I'll give you an overview of the NFT market, and I'll tell you about a few NFT-related cryptocurrencies and projects to keep on your radar. Be sure to stick around because I'll also be revealing some details about my very own upcoming NFT giveaway. Before we dabble in digital tokens, there's a truth that needs to be spoken. I am not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video should be considered financial or investment advice. I must also stress that any NFTs you see in this video are there for illustrative purposes only and should not be interpreted as a sign of support for that NFT or artist. I have my own NFT shenanigans in the works, and you'll hear all about those at the end of this video. If you're feeling a bit lost, well, you must be new here. My name is Guy, and I cover everything crypto related. Coin reviews, pressing news, market moves, and useful tools are just a few of my fields of research at the Coin Bureau. If you want to make sure you're getting the highest quality crypto content on the tube, then subscribe to the channel and ping that notification bell. I know quality can be subjective, which is why I always leave timestamps in the video timeline that you can use to skip to the subjects that give you the most satisfaction. And not to brag, but today's video is going to be a fun one, so I strongly suggest you watch the whole way through. Right, that's enough beating around the blockchain. Let's see what this NFT craze is all about. NFT stands for non-fungible token and describes a unique digital asset on a cryptocurrency blockchain that is permanent, cannot be replicated, cannot be counterfeited, and is provably owned. NFTs are permanent because, unlike unique digital assets in online games like RuneScape, they continue to exist so long as the blockchain the NFT exists on continues to operate. It doesn't matter if the games they're used in cease to exist. NFTs cannot be replicated because they are created using smart contracts, which are essentially self-executing computer applications that cannot be modified once they've gone live. Depending on the conditions of the smart contract, it can allow for the creation of one or multiple NFTs of the same or similar kind. NFTs cannot be counterfeited because the cryptocurrency blockchains they exist on are almost always publicly viewable and transparent. This means anyone can check if an NFT came from the smart contract belonging to the person who originally created it or from a different smart contract made by some imposter. The openness of cryptocurrency blockchains is also what makes ownership of these NFTs something provable. You're easily able to see which wallet address is holding the NFT token you're looking at. Although NFTs also cannot be divided into smaller fractions, there are a few developers who are working to make that possible. NFTs have technically been around since 2012 when colored coins were introduced to Bitcoin. Now, without getting into the weeds, colored coins basically made it possible to add special attributes to specific BTC coins. A BTC coin could be colored to represent things like currencies and expensive works of art. Today, NFTs exist on multiple blockchains, though mostly on Ethereum. This is mainly because smart contract blockchains like Ethereum do a much better job of minting and managing unique digital assets than Bitcoin. You're probably familiar with ERC20, which is Ethereum's fungible token standard that makes it possible to create stablecoins like USDT and other tokens that have identical features. Now, if that flew over your head, fungible basically means that there's no difference between, say, the 100 USDT in my wallet and the 100 USDT in someone else's wallet. Each USDT token is interchangeable. Now, I know this is not technically 100% correct, shout out to the Monero cypherpunks, but it's a standard assumption. Now, by contrast, ERC-721 is Ethereum's non-fungible token standard. This makes it possible to create unique digital tokens that have the four properties that I mentioned a few moments ago. There are also other non-fungible token standards on Ethereum, notably ERC-998, which makes it possible to bundle multiple ERC-721 tokens together, and ERC-1155, which lets you combine ERC-721 and ERC-20 tokens together. Interestingly enough, many popular NFTs like CryptoKitties and CryptoPunks were actually created before the ERC-721 standard was introduced in January 2018. The developers basically created their own custom smart contracts to make punks and kitties, which you'll probably know have recently been selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars a pop. If you want to get a sense of just how big the NFT market is, look no further than nonfungible.com. Here you'll find the trading volumes for most major NFTs such as CryptoPunks, Decentraland, CryptoKitties, and The Sandbox. My quick maths calculated an all-time trading volume of over $400 million across these different NFT markets and categories. While I wasn't able to find an up-to-date statistic on the actual market cap of all NFTs, nonfungible.com's year-end report notes that the approximate market cap of all NFTs at the end of 2020 was over $330 million. Most of this comes from NFTs related to art, gaming, and virtual worlds like Decentraland. This was larger than the $315 million NFT market cap nonfungible.com had projected in their 2019 report, which also notes that the NFT market cap was just $30 million in 2017. Even with this impressive growth, the NFT market cap has a way to go before it becomes a visible slice of the pie of the global collectibles market, which was valued at $360 billion in 2016. Still, something tells me that the NFT market cap is much, much larger than $330 million. For starters, there's NBA Top Shops, which was first announced back in July of 2019 and only went live in October 2020. NBA Top Shops is a collaboration between the NBA and Dapper Labs, the company which created CryptoKitties. NBA Top Shops is built on Dapper's Flow blockchain and allows users to buy, sell, and trade various basketball-related NFTs, including digital sports cards and even video clips of historic plays in basketball. NBA Top Shops recently reported that they had bagged over $230 million in NFT sales. NFT market statistics compiled by Paradigm co-founder Matt Huang revealed that 60 million of these sales took place between mid-January and mid-February, with another $40 million of other NFTs being sold during that time. CryptoPunks were also on that list of top sellers, and if you're unfamiliar with CryptoPunks, well, let me bring you up to speed. As I mentioned earlier, CryptoPunks have been around since 2017, when a total of 10,000 unique punks were created by 2 Ethereum developers. Believe it or not, these were actually given out for free, and anyone with an Ethereum wallet address was able to claim a randomly assigned punk, some of which are rarer than others. Naturally, this created a secondary market to trade these punk NFTs, which began trading for thousands of dollars afterwards. Fun fact, you can trade an index token of all CryptoPunks on the SushiSwap DEX, though I wouldn't recommend it since the volume is pretty low and gas fees are high. When you combine these recent NFT sales with the various NFT shenanigans from celebrities like Logan Paul, Lindsay Lohan, and Grimes, who is interestingly enough also Elon Musk's girlfriend, I reckon it's safe to assume that another $100 million of NFTs have been sold since mid-February. This would put the current market cap of the entire NFT space at around $500 million, and that's a conservative estimate. And now for the question of the hour. Who the hell is buying this shit and why? Well, why would anyone drop 50 grand to buy a 1999 first edition Charizard? Because it's the coolest thing ever? In all seriousness though, the short answer is because humans like to collect things and have been doing so since the dawn of time. From a purely economic standpoint, when something is scarce or unique, it makes it open to having a fat price tag, regardless of whether it has any objective utility or value. Just ask that Italian guy who sold the banana he duct taped to a wall for 120 Gs. That said, some NFTs do actually have objective utility and value. The best example of this is blockchain domains. Unlike regular web domains, blockchain domains cannot be censored or taken down because they're hosted on a decentralized blockchain instead of a centralized server. Some blockchain domains, such as those ending in .crypto, also have no renewal fees, meaning you just pay a one-time purchase fee and that domain is yours for life. Most importantly, blockchain domains make it possible to accept cryptocurrency payments without a complicated wallet address. Instead, you could just send your cryptocurrency to guy.eth or coinbureau.crypto. Please don't do that. Now, given how much regular website domains have sold for in the past, buying and holding an uncensorable, payment-enabled blockchain domain with a highly searched word or phrase like hotels.crypto or flights.crypto sounds like an objective value proposition. You can also watch my video about blockchain domains if you want to learn more about them using the link in the top right. Now, even though some of these NFTs have objective utility and value, it still doesn't justify the astronomical price tags you see for many of these. This just proves that most of the interest around NFTs going on right now is being caused by hype, and that most of the people currently buying NFTs have very deep pockets and probably too much free time on their hands. I imagine most are looking to make a quick buck by selling and or reselling NFTs. There are even YouTube channels dedicated to things like flipping CryptoPunks or flipping plots of land on the Decentraland marketplace. There's also no shortage of video tutorials to help you mint your own NFT, and I'll leave a link to one in the description if you're interested. Just remember to have lots of ETH for those gas fees. If you want to go shopping for NFTs, your best options are Rary and OpenSea. You'll find just about every single kind of NFT on these sites, including art, blockchain domains, virtual land, digital trading cards, and other collectibles. If you want to browse tweets as NFTs, or even mint your own tweets as NFTs, you can do so using Valuables, and I'll leave a link to that site in the description as well. Now, before you go off and do something impulsive, there are a few things you should know about the NFT market. First, unless you're buying an NFT from a well-known artist like Beeple, it can be really hard to tell whether the NFT you're ogling has any real value. In theory, you can check this by reviewing the sell history of that NFT to see if there's any demand for it. However, many sellers are minting NFTs and then buying them from themselves using other Ethereum wallets that they own. This creates an artificial sell history and gives you the impression that the NFT you're interested in has some market value. It's basically a solar version of the wash trading you see on a lot of sketchy cryptocurrency exchanges. There are also a lot of sellers on NFT marketplaces pretending to be museums and art galleries. Sometimes they're even marked as a verified seller because they link to a dummy account on Twitter. These fake museums and art galleries sell high-quality images of semi-famous artworks they found on Google as NFTs for a pretty profit. Besides the risks I just pointed out, there are a few others to keep in mind. The NFT market is clearly in a bubble, and unlike the crypto market, there's going to be little to no support on the way down. This is mainly because the NFT market isn't liquid, and there's also no definitive way to tell what the fair value of any NFT is. If you want to learn more about the NFT economy, I recommend checking out Alex Becker's channel. And while you're there, tell him to answer my Instagram messages. A safer alternative to NFTs are the tokens that power their various marketplaces. Not surprisingly, most of these NFT project tokens are in bubble territory as well. Both CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko have designated tabs for NFT project tokens. A few NFT projects I've been watching are Audius, Chili's, Decentraland, and Theta. I won't have time to go into these projects in detail here, so I'll just give you the elevator pitches. You'll have to do the rest of the research yourself, and my videos on Decentraland and Theta can help you with that. They'll be waiting for you in the description. Anyways, Audius is a decentralized music streaming platform. As many of you will know, musicians have been getting squeezed by record labels and streaming platforms for years, if not decades. This pandemic certainly hasn't helped things either. Audius makes it possible for artists to stream directly to listeners while keeping the lion's share of the money they make. If Spotify's market cap is anything to go by, Audius has a very bright future ahead of it. Audius only launched in September 2020 and already has 3 million active users. The only problem is that the audio token has some brutally bad tokenomics. It has a gargantuan supply of 1 billion, a 7% annual inflation rate, and only 5% of Audio's initial supply was airdropped to artists and fans on Audius. The other 95% has been allocated to the team and private investors, which is no bueno. To be honest, the tokenomics of the Chili's CHZ token aren't much better than Audio, but the value proposition is just as good. Holders of the CHZ token can purchase fan tokens for sports teams such as FC Barcelona, which has a fan token called FCB. Holders of Chili's fans tokens have a say in how their respective sports teams are managed. Most of these tokens are traded on the Chili's exchange against CHZ. Chili's has been expanding like crazy when it comes to partnerships and adoption, and there's much more to Chili's than these fan tokens. Maybe I'll do a video about it all at some point. In contrast to Audius and Chili's, Decentraland's Mana token has some fairly robust tokenomics, which is part of why I've been keeping a close eye on the project. Decentraland is a decentralized virtual world powered by the Ethereum blockchain. In Decentraland, you can buy, sell, trade, and even create NFTs that can be used within this virtual world. As you might have guessed, the real deal on Decentraland is its limited plots of virtual land, which have sold for over 6 figures in the past. Most of the might in Mana's tokenomics comes from the fact that it's burned to buy land, and burned when paying for fees for other marketplace transactions. Mana token burns will only grow as it continues to onboard users and secure new partnerships, like the recent one with Atari that will bring virtual cryptocurrency casinos to Decentraland. If that's not convincing enough, consider the fact that Grayscale's recently incorporated an investment trust for the Mana token. Can you guess which other NFT project Grayscale has opened a trust for? That's right, Theta. Theta is a decentralized video streaming protocol that will likely rival YouTube the same way Audius is likely to rival Spotify. If you think that sounds ridiculous, you probably don't know that Theta has partnerships with Google and Samsung, and recently partnered with Sony's European arm. Now, unlike other cryptocurrency partnerships, Theta's partnerships are very real. Case in point, Theta.tv is embedded into Samsung Daily, which came pre-installed on over 75 million Galaxy smartphones that are currently being used by very real people. To top it all off, Theta token probably has the best tokenomics of any NFT-related project. Theta has a fixed supply, no inflation, and 100% of that supply is also technically in circulation. Theta has consequently seen next to no resistance in its rise from 5 cents to over $6 over the last year. In a video I did last year, it was actually one of my top coin picks for 2021. So if you managed to get in before this recent rally, congrats. The NFT market has been hot for months and seems to be showing no signs of cooling off. There's only a matter of time before that bubble bursts, and I can't wait for it to happen. Why? Because the projects with real value are the ones that will survive, and it won't just be blockchain domains that survive the crash. Some NFT art will also survive the purge and will likely be displayed in one of cryptocurrency's many virtual worlds. There are already talks to create virtual museums for top-tier NFT pieces like the burnt Banksy and Beeple's Bull Run. I even read an article that discussed the possibility of showcasing this art in real life using augmented reality. This means you could hang your digital NFTs as art in your own home for everyone to see, as long as they're wearing that special eyeglass, of course. What's even crazier is that NFT use in DeFi is starting to become a thing. There are already peer-to-peer marketplaces like NFTFi, where people can use their NFTs as collateral to borrow stablecoins like DAI. And speaking of tokens, I think there's a lot of hurt on the horizon for anyone who FOMO'd into these NFT project tokens. Tokens tied to projects with valuable use cases like Audius will probably recover, but I'm not so sure about the others. I will reiterate that this is a good thing. After all, this competition is what makes cryptocurrency such a powerful force. Now, regarding my NFT plans. I've been on the fence about making NFTs for quite some time. Why? Well, I'm not really a fan of selling personal tokens to my subscribers in order to profit from it. It's not my shtick. However, when I saw that even Cointelegraph had started dabbling in NFTs in December last year, I realized I had to make an NFT debut sooner or later. After talking with the other agents here at the Coin Bureau, I've finally come up with an NFT idea that sits well with me. As you all know, I love to shill my merch, and that's because it's one of the ways I can keep this channel going. So I've decided that I'm going to create a special merch item with a limited supply, and if you buy this merch item, you'll get your very own Coin Bureau NFT at no additional cost. As with my other merch, all proceeds will go towards supporting the channel. Any proceeds you make from selling the NFT on secondary marketplaces will be yours to keep, along with the merch, of course. If you decide to hodl your Coin Bureau NFT, even better. Now, I'll be sure to share more details as I finish hammering them out, but in the meantime, I'd love to hear your feedback.